Hey guys, I'm Dave, and this is Mimshed. For those of you who have been following my videos, you'll know that I've been stripping down repairing a 2003 KTM 250SX. Well, not in today's video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. You see, I've been asked to have a look at a Cromlin's vibrating plate compactor. It's not running quite right. So we'll be diving into it to see what we can find. As always guys, if you like my videos, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell and leave a comment. It all helps that algorithm and doesn't cost you a cent. So having said that, let's get into it. Okay, so what we've got here is a Cromlin's vibrating plate or plate compactor with a Honda engine, a GX200, and it's not running quite right, so the owner has asked me to have a look at it for him. So I've already taken the belt off so it doesn't vibrate all over the place. So we'll give it a start and check out what it's doing. Okay, so that's not happy. So what we'll do, we'll get it up onto the table here and we'll start stripping it down and diagnosing. Oh yeah, I can smell the unburnt fuel too. So I'm picking on a blocked carburetor. So we'll see if I'm right. The recoil on the pull start is a bit dodgy as well, so we'll pull that off and give it a grease up so it returns nicely. Firstly, I'll pull the air filter off and we'll run it again just to see if the air filter is actually blocked. Okay, we'll give that another try. Okay, this might be a rather simple fix. Seems like just a blocked air filter. But we'll go through and we'll give it a service and give it a once over anyway. Make sure everything's just right for the owner. Okay, so we've got it up on the lift and we've propped it up on an angle and we're going to drop the oil out. That way it can drain while we're working on other things. What I've got is a bit of Coca-Cola box. That'll fit under there and direct the oil into our container. This machine actually belongs to my son's employer. So today my son is going to be doing the majority of the work and learning the craft. That oil is rather black, well overdue for a change. To remove the recoil pull start, it's just a matter of removing the three M6 bolts and removing it from the engine. Two M6 nuts and a bolt hold the air filter housing and the carburetor to the engine. The fuel line is next, and if you're like me and didn't drain the tank, you'll need to pinch the line to stop the fuel from leaking.
How do you do that?
The governor rod and spring need to be removed, and then the carburetor can be pulled away. Okay. We'll go and strip that down and stick it in the bath. These carburetors are a relatively simple design. There's not much to them at all, although there is one part that can bring you unstuck, which I'll highlight later. The inside of the bowl looks very clean. I can't see any evidence of water or contamination. Remove the small pins so the float and the needle can be removed. Give the float a good shake. If there's any fuel in the float, it means it has a hole and it needs replacing. The main jet is down in here. We need to get that out, have a good look at it, make sure it's not blocked. If it is, we'll have to clean it up. This is one of the little pitfalls. If you don't have a proper fitting screwdriver, you can damage the little slot in the main jet trying to get it out. My right angle screwdriver saves the day again. The easiest way to check to see if your main jet is blocked is to hold it up towards a light and have a look through it. If you can't see through it, it's blocked. Okay, so the main jet's not blocked. Check the fuel bowl. Some fuel in there, looks pretty clean. Screen looks clean. That screen should come out. And the O-ring, remember which way that goes. Screen, then the O-ring. And now I've got to unscrew the idle screw to pop the pilot out. The idle screw serves two functions on these carburetors. It sets the idle RPM and also keeps the pilot jet in place.
Oh, because we're taking this out.
I'm just going to carefully pop that out, just so they can break. Like I just mentioned, take care when removing these pilot jets. They can be stuck inside the carburetor and break as you try to remove them. Here's the pilot. Doesn't look to be blocked, but we'll put everything in the bath anyway. Give it all a good bath and a blow through. Okay, let's put it in the bath. Just using normal dishwashing detergent and some hot water. We'll fill it right up so it covers the carburetor. We'll pop everything in there. Everything. All right. Okay, set it going. While the carburetor's cooking, we'll move on to the valve clearances and we'll check them for correct tolerance. Pull your spark plug off and out of the way. We need to pull the spark plug out so we can turn it over to top dead centre. I just like to clean around the tappet cover to help stop any dirt falling into the engine. Yeah, that's clean enough. I always like to blow around the spark plug before I remove it. It just gets rid of any dirt that may want to fall into the cylinder. Yeah, the spark plug's pretty black. She's been running rich. Take care not to break the gasket, especially if you don't have a replacement. Okay, so we'll rotate the engine until we find top dead centre. So the way I do it is I stick a probe into the engine through the spark plug hole and I turn the engine while watching the valves. The exhaust is opening. The piston's coming back up. The inlet is opening. The piston's going down. And this is the compression stroke. This is the one we're after. So the screwdriver's moving up and down now. That means we're at top dead centre. And they both feel quite loose. We'll grab some feeler gauges and check them out. We'll do the inlet first. The gap for the inlet valve is 0.15 millimeters, plus or minus 0.02 millimeters. The inlet doesn't feel too bad. Let's see what the exhaust feels like. The gap for the exhaust valve is 0.2 millimeters, plus or minus 0.02 millimeters. The exhaust does feel a little bit loose. So we need to undo the lock nut so the larger adjuster nut can be moved to set the valve clearance. These are not the easiest valves I've ever had to do. I've had to bend the end of my feeler gauges to get them in there. We've got some resistance there. That feels pretty good. Once you're happy with the valve clearance, hold the adjuster nut steady while you lock down the lock nut. Always recheck your valve clearance when you lock them down. They can move. Just like this one has, it's gone a bit tight. That feels pretty good. You just need to feel the slightest drag on your feeler gauge. Feels pretty good. Recheck the inlet. And that's good as well. Just put a little bit of gasket maker around the tappet cover gasket, mainly because I don't have another one and I don't want it to leak. Okay, moving on to the pull start recoil. Nothing scary here, quite a simple mechanism. Different manufacturers use different systems. In this case, removing the top cover reveals two poles. As you pull the cord, these move outwards and engage into the starter cup and turn the engine over. The easiest way I find to remove the recoil spool and spring is to chop the knot off on the end of the cord. Of course, be careful not to let go of that cord because it can unspool quite violently. Once you cut the knot off the end of the cord, just melt the end to stop it from fraying. It will make your life so much easier on reassembly. On this particular recoil, there is a slot in the spool to take the cord, so the spool can be unwound. Just let this unwind, release the tension on the spring. That's free. That can be pulled up. All it needs is a little bit of a clean up and some grease put in there and it'll be good as gold. Grease is here. Okay, so now it's just a matter of placing this back on here. And I give it a couple of winds up. One more for luck. Working beautifully. Notice I'm hanging onto that spool so it doesn't rapidly unwind in my hand. Now it's just a matter of doing a good old-fashioned granny knot. Nice knot on the end, push the hammer back in. There you are, the poles are going out, what they should do, to engage the starter cup. Make sure that goes all the way out, all the way back in. Beautiful. That can go back on. Lines up to that pin. Okay, the carburetor is cooked. This water is hot. I think we'll tip the contents into a bucket. It's amazing how much dirt comes out of even a clean looking carburetor. Giving the carburetor a final blow through to remove any residual cleaning solution. A little bit of Vaseline on the O-ring. Helps it not tear on the way in. Once the pilot jet has been fitted, the idle screw can go back in. Main jet going in.
What's that?
Next is the little strainer and the petcock fuel bowl. These two components work together to keep out any dirt from entering the carburetor main fuel bowl. And last to go in before the main fuel bowl is the needle and float, which are secured in place by a small pin. And that's it. The carburetor is back together and ready to go on the engine. The governor rod and spring get attached to the carburetor as it slides onto the two studs on the engine. Now's the time to attach the fuel line. And slide the clamp down over the hose. The gasket and the filter housing are next. Ensure the breather hose is inserted into the tappet cover nicely. Oh, and don't forget the choke lever. Oh, yeah, with the choke on.
Ah.
You have to pull it off again.
This sits on that one.
And up there like that.
Anything else? So,
Make sure it's in there. Don't tighten that up yet until you've done these two. New air filter going in. Okay. Oil. Sump plug torque is 18 to 22 Newton meters. I always like to clean around the fill point before removing the plug so no contamination can get into the engine. $600 of oil. Okay, first start, see how we go. Purring like a kitten. Give it a rev. Sounds beautiful. Okay, put the belt on. So So a new belt going on. Got to get it down on that bottom pulley in there and flip it over the top one. Bottom one first. No one yet. Pull it up. Spin it round. Don't get your fingers. Go. Go. Come on. On. Okay, cover on. Give her a test run and we're done. So the Cromlin vibrating plate compactor is officially finished. I think after all that, the main issue with it was a blocked air filter. But to ensure reliability, we cleaned the carburetor, checked the valve clearances, gave it a service, put a new spark plug and a new drive belt on it, and we got rid of that blocked air filter and put a brand new one on there. That's given it a new lease of life, and it's all ready to go back to work. Hey guys, we've made it to the end of another video. If you stayed to the end, thank you very much. Well, in today's video, we learned that you don't always have to jump in and start ripping things apart. That some things can be as simple as a blocked air filter. But we went through this compactor anyway and made sure everything was okay. So now it's good to go back to its owner and get back to work. As always, I hope my videos have helped someone out there. If it has, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell and leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. It all goes towards that silly algorithm and really helps my channel out and doesn't cost a cent. So until next time guys, keep the rubber side down and I hope to see you on my ride.